Good afternoon, it's Deb Amlin for the New York Times. It's a beautiful day for a crossword. Let's solve two. We have today's crossword by Andrew Zhou, and today's crossword is a terrific example of how constructors or crossword puzzle makers can inject visuals into their crossword puzzle. It's not just a two-dimensional box of squares that you need to fill in. There's something very special about today's puzzle, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. Let's get started. Does anybody have a place they'd like to start solving? I personally like the fill in the blanks. Here's one, 33 across, blank never work. And that one is usually going to be it'll. It'll never work, I-T-L-L. So I'm going to put that one in, and I hope you join me in the comments. We've got one word in the grid so far. Let's look for some more fill in the blanks. Here's one that fooled me. Blank Steinbrenner, principal owner of the Yankees. And this gets into what I talk about on wordplay, about clues that are within your wheelhouse. I am not a sports follower, so my first thought was this had to be George Steinbrenner. But George Steinbrenner does not actually own the Yankees anymore, and if we look at the clue, if we look at the slot, it's only 3 letters. So that has to be Hal Steinbrenner, who now is owner of the Yankees. I think that's his son. We have Noah Krawitz, who agrees with me, Hal. We have a couple of people who are starting to come in. Sharifa Nib says 39 down. Let's see, U.S. base in Cuba for short, Gitmo. Boy, I don't know. Let's wait on that one. A lot of other people are saying Noah Krawitz says Hal, Stephanie Milton says Hal. We have a lot of people who say that it's Hal Steinbrenner. Thank you for that help. Let's see if we can get the crossing. Announcement after a deep breath. So someone takes a deep breath and then they say something starting with an H. I'm going to say that's Here I Go. And that looks like it might fit. As far as the theme is concerned, normally we have the theme in certain places in the grid, but on a Thursday, which is my favorite puzzling day of the week, you have to really think outside the box, and the theme can be anywhere. Today, it obviously has something to do with these shaded squares, and we're going to find out what that is. Jacob Lewis Waldenmeyer says it's definitely Gitmo. So, you know what? Let's put that in. Gitmo. Ethan Chung says 52 across is mimosa. Let's see what that is. The clue is brunch beverage. You know what? Ethan, I'll bet you're right. Let's put in mimosa. And we're off to a really good start. Let's see. Rafael Lopez says buff, but I don't know what I'm not quite sure what clue you're referring to, Raphael, so if you can give me the number, that would be very helpful. Sylvia Gurr says, Thursday is so hard. You know what, Sylvia? It's really not. The whole trick to crosswords is not having a huge vocabulary. It's knowing what the clues are asking of you. And we're going to show you exactly what that means. Let's see. Chris Thornton says 64 across is lit, although honestly it's a 5-letter entry, so I'm not sure. Turn up. Well, you know what, it could be lit in some cases, but today it's not a 3-letter entry, so we're gonna have to try something else. Let's try another short one. 32 down. Blank far gone. The ending letter is an O, so I'm gonna bet that that's too far gone. Sarah Weber wants to know what the theme is. That's what we're after, Sarah. We are like detectives on the hunt. We're going to figure out exactly what this gray line of squares, shaded squares, has to do with the theme. I think you're really going to like this. Let's see. Natasha Tord says 66 across is shell. Let's take a look. 66 across. Beach souvenirs, shell. You know what? I'll bet you're right. That is a great beach souvenir. But I happen to know. Look at this. Look at this last square. Out of all of the shaded squares in the puzzle, that one is not shaded, and we're going to find out why. Serena Chris believes that 64 is hyped. Let's see. Turn up, hyped. Well, here's the thing. There's a rule in crosswords that says if you have a clue that's in the present tense, like turn up, you have to have the answer in the same tense. So hyped is past tense. It can't really be the answer to turn up, but let's figure it out. Dave Crowther, Luisa Ochoa says 34 is Osaka. Let's take a look and see. 34 across, Japanese city known as the nation's kitchen. I love Japanese food. Let's try Osaka. That fits. That fits. Let's see what else we can do here. 26 down, Juilliard degrees. Well, that would have to be a Master of Fine Arts. What else? Let's see. Bobby Randall says 44 across is satellite TV. Let's take a look. Dish offering. You know what? That's very clever. Dish offering, and this is what I meant by knowing what the clue is asking of you. A lot of late week clues do something called misdirection. A dish offering sounds to me like something that you might be served in a restaurant, but in today's puzzle, it doesn't mean that. It means another kind of dish, and that's how you have to think. What other kind of dishes are there? Well, there are satellite dishes, so let's put that in. Satellite, whoopsie, sorry. 3 L's. Satellite TV. And that fits. Terrific. Thank you very much. Bobby Randall says 37 down is mute. Let's see. Remote control button is mute. That's correct. Danielle Oliveri says she can't see the puzzle well. Is it too small or too big, guys? We're working on the presentation, so we're really curious as to how you're seeing this and what you think of us solving in this format as opposed to on paper. Let's see. Chris Satorsky says 31 down is A Train. 31 down. Here we go. Way to Sugar Hill in Song is definitely the A Train. Thank you, Chris. Let's see. Jeff Boltek said, this was a tough puzzle for me. I had to go to Rex Parker for some answers. Jeff, did you know that the New York Times has a column called Wordplay where we help people become better solvers? So I hope you're reading Wordplay too. Joy Johnson says 54 maybe hay. Let's take a look at that. 54. Rural allergen. You know what? That sounds reasonable to me. Let's put that in. Vicky Simeon says it's too small. Okay, well, you know what? Now that we've started, I can't really change the size of the screen, but we will take that into account for next week. 42 down, Ted Borgerding says 42 down is be there. 42 down. Let's see. Oh, there we are. Show up or else. And that's a verbalization, so the answer has to be a verbalization. Show up or else. I say be there is definitely the right answer to that. Let's see. 40 across. Ricky Teeter says is sit in a comfortable position. All right, well, let's see if that works. Sit. You know, it doesn't matter if you make a mistake. It can always be corrected. Gymnastics position. I don't know too many gymnastics positions that end in an I, though. That's the problem with that. So let's see what else this could be. 28 down, 538 datum is a stat. Got a lot of good friends at 538. It's a great column. Let's see what 30 across is. Focus. Not sure what that is just yet. Let's see. And again, please, I apologize if I don't see your clue guesses. They scroll very quickly. Barbara Irway says 51 across is ants. Choice word. Choice word. Well, let's see. Sometimes this could be a choice word as in a cuss, or it could be a choice word as in making a choice. That's how you have to think about these clues. So let's wait on that. Let's see what this is. Stores for future use. I'm not sure what this is. It could be Lay's. I'm gonna guess lays in for that. So choice word, we're not really sure. Let's work on 23 down. Galore. Not really sure about that one yet. 43 across. Years in old Rome. Well, that's not saying that you spent years in old Rome. That's saying that we need the word years in old Roman language, and that would be anni. Jeremiah Gunther agrees with me. Tracy Horrocks is 11 down as rappers. That takes up a lot of real estate. Let's see if we can get that one. Outcast and Mob Deep. Let's see. All right, well, we'll put in rap. It could be rappers. Let's see. Let's prove it to ourselves by solving a crossing. Soccer coverage. Not sure what that is yet. One's working at home. Okay, you see that question mark? The question mark means that we have to think differently about this clue. One's working at home could be, people who work from home. They could be moms. But we have this M here. So it's got to be a word with an M in the middle, and it's a plural because the clue is a plural. What other kinds of home can you think of? I can think of home base in baseball. So people who work at home are umps. I'm going to put that in. So rappers, I'm not sure will work, and it looks like this one's not going to work too. So I'm going to take out the I there and say that the gymnastics position is a pike, because that one I remember from gymnastics class. And Beth Haas agrees with me. It's umps. Mike McFadden says umps too. William Poulon says umps as well. Philippa Kennelly says arc is 29 across. Let's take a look at that. Move like the sun in the sky. Absolutely. The sun in the sky moves like an arc. Nico Q also says it's rappers, but we have this U here. Let's see, 23 across. A lot of people are saying 23 across. Better Call Saul Error is AMC, one of my favorite shows. And let's see what this is. Illinois City, where John Deere is headquartered. Well, that's got to be Moline. And a lot of people are saying 23 down. Galore is aplenty. So let's put that in. Look at us. We're really killing this thing. Okay, 30 across. Focus. Some people are saying Eric Partita Troutman, and a lot of other people are saying snap out of it. Okay, that's a pretty lively clue. Snap out of it. So now we have, if we come back to 11 down and we talk about Outcast and Mob Deep, I didn't know this, but apparently they're duos. So they are rap duos. Rap guys, Sachin Khanna. That's actually what I put in first before I had rap duos. Sylvia Gur says, instead of U for rappers, can it be EMTs? They work at homes too. Yes, they do. Today, though, we've seen that the gymnastics position is pike with a P and rap duos. So today, even though EMTs could technically be correct because of the crossings, today it's actually umps. And it's okay, Sylvia. It's okay to be wrong. That's why we have the delete key. That's why we can back out of this. That's why you can, erase things if you're doing it in print. There's nothing wrong with making a mistake in the crossword puzzle. It's your game, and you can do what you want with it. Donna Felton Ashley says 9 down. 9 down is Enescu. Romanian composer Enescu. So let's put that in. Whoops. Oh, sorry about that. See, I make mistakes too. Irene Luna Guzman says 12 down is 1. One World Trade Center makes sense to me. 13 down, Ottoman official. Not sure about that. Ariel Dreyer, of course I'll mention you. I see you there. I hope you're solving with us. Tracy Horrocks says 50 across is a bet. Let's take a look at that. Collude with, yes, to aid and abet someone is correct. Let's see if we can finish this one. For the benefit of all org. Now, because we have that org abbreviated, this has to be, the answer has to be abbreviated. So what could that be? Mark Arajo, my mother loves crossword puzzles every day. I hope you take it up like she does, because this is a lot of fun. We are going to solve the mystery of what these gray squares says, and we're going to wind up saying something that is a word that you're very rarely going to see mentioned in the New York Times. So stick with me, because we're going to do this. Combat setting for an air cav once. Now that once means long ago, and I'm going to say NAM. And that means that for the benefit of all, Chris Zatorsky says NASA, and I'm going to bet you're right, Chris. Kevin Drake says 36 down is Arab, and we know that that's correct. One of the ABC islands is Aruba. Look at us killing this thing. A lot of people are agreeing that it's NASA, and you're correct. Dia Kuriakosi says Arab, and Aziz Adis says Arab. Let's see, absolutely, yes, it's Arab. Let's move on. Let's see, what else can we do? We haven't gotten anything up here. Let's see what this is. 20 down, choice word. Choice word, I know what this is now. If you're making a choice, and you're a kid, let's say, you would say, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And that's what your choice word is. 22 across, Casey Saslowski says, let's see, 22 across, actress Williams of Game of Thrones, also on Doctor Who, one of my favorite shows. And you're correct, that's Maisie. Oops, sorry about that. 5 down, let's see, Queens neighborhood next to Jamaica. Any of my Queens friends out there? What neighborhood is next to Jamaica? Yep, it is Eni. And 22 across is Maisie. Michelle Sardi, thank you. Let's see, we've got 1 down, Nana. Well, Nana's grandma. Let's put that in. What the gutsy display. I'm going to say that's got to be, I'm not sure what is the gutsy display guy? Thomas Jeremiah Gunter, shout out to Doctor Who, virtual high five. Let's see. Grind, not sure what that is yet. R, brand with a trademark on the phrase, set it and forget it. That is the brand of the 1960s and 70s. Ronco was set it and forget it. Steve Edelman says that the neighborhood in Queens is Hollis. I will believe you on that one. Atul Kashyap and Doug Henning say Hollis. Clara Vedabecca says 63 across is Rob Reiner. Let's see. Misery Director, you're right. Rob Reiner. We once had his dad, Carl Reiner, as a guest blogger on Wordplay. Chris Zatorsky says no fear for 2 down. What the gutsy display? No fear. Okay, that makes sense to me. Normally you wouldn't see too many words that start with a G and are followed by an N, but I think we can solve this. I think that when you grind, you're actually gnashing something. So we're almost done with this. 1 across. Heather Owen Randolph says 1 across is ground. I think it's gnash because ground has too many letters. Nishant Rawat says 19 across is metal. Sticks one's nose in. So it's actually, you're right, it's metal, but it's the plural of it because the clue is pluralized, so the answer has to be pluralized. Here we go, like one end of a battery. Barbara Irway, artist Barrow, both agree with me that 1 across is Nash. And so now we're working on 3 down. like one end of a battery. Well, one end is an anode. So like one end of a battery is an adjective clue. So the answer has to be an adjective, and that means it's anodic. I have a couple of people who are writing in. Sababan says it's the Cold War missiles on mobile launchers is Scuds. And look at this. We finished another sector. Go us. All right, let's move on. We're killing this. 1990s fad. We don't really have enough information for that, although Thomas Jeremiah Gunther bets that it's Pogs. You know what? It's entirely possible, Thomas, but let's see what else we've got here before we put that in. 7 down, figure in car ads. That's got to be an abbreviation. We're not really sure what that is yet. Village leader. Here's a tricky clue that I'm going to teach you right now how to solve no matter what. Whenever you see a clue with a question mark and something that says leader, that what the clue is really asking you to do is look for something that leads the other word. And what leads the word village is the letter V. You see that? So the village leader, even though that could be somebody who leads a village technically, in the crossword puzzle with a question mark clue, the answer is V. Lindsay, okay, a lot of people are saying it's Pogs. Let's put in Pogs, and we'll see if that's correct as we solve the rest of the puzzle. 6 across. What the shaded squares in this puzzle symbolize? Let's see. Oh, somebody else has guessed. Good intentions. You know what? I'll bet you're right. We've got good intentions flying down from the upper left to the lower right of our grid. And William Poulon says 6 across is a paved road. I'm going to put that in. And I'll bet you guys are getting this already. Emily Cia says 7 down is an APR. I'm going to bet that you're right on that. 16 across, area to roam is an open something. 18, Goya or Del Monte product, green. I'm going to bet that's green peas. And I will tell you what, you can eat your green peas fresh and you can eat them out of a can. You can even eat them frozen. But whatever you do, do not put them in guacamole. It is just wrong. 10 down, villainous resident of Crab Key Island. I'm not quite sure who that would be right now, so let's see if we can get another crossing. 21 across, soccer coverage. Soccer coverage is S blank D. Oh, I'll bet I know what that is. It's got to be sod, because that covers the soccer field. A lot of people are agreeing with paved road. Dennis Marcada agrees. Debbie Pollock agrees. Clara Vedabecca agrees with me on green peas. Let's see what else we can do. 13 down, Ottoman official. Marwan Al-Ruhawi, and please forgive me if I mispronounce your name, says it's Bay, except that we already have the A at the beginning and the A at the end. So I'm going to guess that the Ottoman official is an Aga. That's a word, that's a title of respect for an Ottoman official. So we've got area to roam. I'm going to say that's probably open range, which means that our villain on Crab Key Island is Dr. No from James Bond, and Dia Kuriakosi agrees with me. Philip Lopresti agrees that it's Dr. No. And we have 14 down, Somme in Somme, which is a city in France, is Des, D-E-S. And I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. So we are killing this. We are more than 2/3 of the way down this good intentions road. Let's see what else we've got here. Because remember, it stops here. We have to figure out how this works. A lot of people are agreeing with me about Aga, Open Range, and Dr. No. Look at you guys. You guys are solving the Thursday New York Times crossword puzzle. You guys are doing great. Daniel Lowe, Paranoid Records in Texas showing love. Love right back at you, Daniel. Let's see. Cause a commotion. Don't know what that is. Let's see if we can solve some crossings where many drafts are produced. I'll bet you that's misdirection too, and that just goes to show you these puzzles are pretty funny. Once you understand what the clues are asking of you, there's a lot of humor in these crossword puzzles. Where many drafts are produced could be the draft of a document, it could be the draft in the military, but that's not what we're talking about today. Today we're talking about the drafts that are produced in a bar, like the draft of ale. Amber Brewer says 55 down is aper. Okay, and a copier is somebody who apes or imitates somebody else. So that's correct. Let's put that in. Gino Polito says air, but I'm not quite sure which clue you're talking about. Philip Lopresti thinks it's pub. It's entirely possible that it could be pub. I may have gotten bar wrong. Cause a commotion. Let's see, 1990s war locale. Well, you know what? I'm going to bet, because of the number of letters, that's Bosnia. So I think it does have to be bar. Betty Guglielmino says 47 across is NFL. Well, you know what? That's entirely possible that it's NFL, because those are other kinds of drafts. Today we happen to be talking about the drafts that you produce or pull in a bar. Barbara Irway's already got the theme down. Good for you, Barbara. We're gonna draw this out just a little bit more. We've got some other good things to fill in. Check the birth date of, say. Not really sure. Oh wait, you know what? I bet that is when you're online and you're trying to get into a bar. What do they do? Roger Cole's got it. Card. 59 down is card. And let's see, 56 across, larger than life statues. Here's a word that you're probably only going to hear in crossword puzzles, but the answer is colossi. And let's see what we've got here. Patrician estates, that's got to be villas. Timothy Murphy has colossi. Good for you, Timothy. Wahia Khan says 49 is raucous. Let's see, 49, where are we? 49. Well, raucous could be right, except we've got this I here. We have to figure out what that is. Clara says 65 across is Saint Bernard. Well, I'll bet you that's correct. We have a road of good intentions, and we're going to find out, exactly how that's going to be presented in this crossword puzzle. 57 across, something pulled out before turning in. I love clues like that. Not really sure what that is, but so let's check the crossings. Medicare beneficiaries, I don't know, could be doctors. Park Place, this is another great misdirection. Park Place is a property in Monopoly, but it is also a question marked clue, which means we have to think of another kind of park place, and another place where you would park is in a lot. So we've got that one. 59 down, retreat. To retreat is to ebb. Roger Cole says 57 across, something pulled out before turning in is a sleep sofa. Let's try that. S, it looks like it would fit. Sleep sofa. Okay, well, we've got that. Now we've got this one little very tantalizing corner here with a blank square. And a lot of people are still guessing, yep, lot, parking lot is correct. And you guys are terrific. You are getting this misdirection. And that just goes to show you, when you learn a few tricks, anyone can do the New York Times crossword puzzle. I don't care what day of the week it is. You might have to walk away and come back a couple of times, but you can do this. 62 across, dialogue, e.g. Not really sure. 53 down, rippled and lustrous. I'm not really sure what that one is either. Let's see. Oh, seniors. A lot of people are saying seniors for Medicare beneficiaries. I was kind of, I was being snarky when I said doctors, but yes, it is seniors. Kevin Drake says 48 down is assert. Let's see. Charge is assert. Could be. I'm not quite sure what that has to do with charge, though. Let's see. Somebody, and it just scrolled by, somebody said seashell for 66 across. Well, there's a beach souvenir here, and so we're going to put in C. Let's see. Dialogue, I'm betting, is lines. Let's see, we've got 64 across is turn up. Not sure. Cause a commotion. Well, that's raising something. Rippled and lustrous. MOI blank E. George Rose says that that's moire. To charge something is to assess, and we've got this one blank square. What do you think this says? Well, yes, Neil Stampin McKenna says to charge someone is to assert that they did it, but in this case, it's assess. To charge someone is to assess something, and we've got this one. JMax says needs the S for the gray boxes, but that's not what this says. We've got a paved road of good intentions, and the last square is what we call a rebus. Rebus is when you can put a picture or more than one letter in a square. Chris Zatorsky's got it. Philip Lopresti's got it. Ross Porter's got it, and so I'm going to show you how to do this on the New York Times web game and app. You see this button up here? It says Rebus. If I click that, what it does is it opens the square and allows me to type anything I want inside. And the road to hell is paved with good intentions, and this is something you will not see in the New York Times a lot. And there we go. We solved a Thursday New York Times crossword puzzle. Good for you guys. I am so proud of you guys. We had a rebus in here. We had shaded squares. We had a lot of misdirection in here, but you guys did it. Ann Bright, I'm so glad you had fun. We are doing this every Thursday around lunchtime, Eastern Standard Time. And yes, the two combinations are raise hell and seashell, and the theme of today's puzzle was that the road to hell is paved with good intentions, which was attributed to Saint Bernard, the man, not the dog. Anyway, congratulations to all of you guys, and thank you so much for solving with me today. This is Deb Almlin. I write the word play column on the New York Times. Have a great afternoon and happy solving.